Hi folks. Right, so this time we've got 24 men-at-arms against the 24 archers. Basic field. Archers are deployed between two groups of trees. Tactical moving starts at 240 paces. The archers aren't moving, obviously. The archers are deployed behind their stakes and can fire. So it's long range. 24 archers will fire as 12. Okay, we have 12 archers these are super heavy knights, super heavy infantry, sorry. So foot knights, and longbow firing is factor 0. They're not a deep target. 2 ranks deep is a normal target. 3 ranks plus deep would count as a deep target. So this is a normal target. We've got the dice, but again I'm just going to work on averages. There's no point rolling the dice, just to show you what they are. Again, regulars will use 2 average dice. Irregulars would use a d6 and 1 average dice. No firing obviously from the men-at-arms. I've got them all counted as armed with 2-handed cut and thrust weapon, which would be the halberds, the hammers, axes, all sorts of things. Excuse me. Choke, cough it up. Right, so they will fire. 12 at 0 is 12, which is half a casualty per figure. We count halves for shooting. It's not normal, but we found for us it was a better way. So that's, I would write half a casualty per figure down. The men-at-arms in their movement phase would move 80 paces. We would then have the next shooting phase. The archers would fire again. They do another half a casualty. That's now 1 CPF or 1 casualty per figure. Next round, the men-at-arms move again, another 80 paces. Each stick on this is 40 paces, obviously, so 2 of those is 80 paces. The archers fire again, that's another half a casualty. That's 1.5 casualties per figure. No significant damage to them. It's a normal field, I've just counted it as a normal field. No deep mud or anything, so there's no disorder, just normal movement. So now we come to within 80 paces. This is charge range. I'm using the stakes as the front, counting those as the front of the figures. So 1.5, so that now takes them up to, what was that, 0.5, 1, so that's 2.5 CPFs, or 2.5 caches per figure. Again, no problems for them. They would declare a charge. If these are irregular knights, they can declare themselves impetuous, irregular B or irregular A, and they charge to contact, which is the stakes. They stop short at the stakes. Right, the archers and the men-at-arms are now in hand-to-hand combat. So the archers will fire. It's not very good. It's obviously 24 figures, but longbows only count half the second rank, so that's 18 figures, normally at 0, but ending in contact is a -2. So the archers will fire 18 at -2, which will give them 9. That's not even half a casualty per figure. So, oh dear. Now, the men-at-arms charging, the charge using a 2-handed cut and weapon or a 2-handed cut and thrust pole arm type weapon is factor 5. Charging 6, they can be impetuous, plus 1, that's factor 7. They have got no minus from being tired, no minus from CPF casualties, no minus from anything other than crossing or fighting to cross the stakes, so that's -2. The men-at-arms will fight at all the front rank and half the second rank. It just represents loads of groups of men lunging forward with their various weapons that they may have. So we have 18 at factor 7, down to for trying to get across the stakes, factor 5. 18 at 5 is 72. That's 3 casualties per figure on the Longbowmen. this will cause a break or a rout, showing that obviously stakes don't stop men-at-arms. It's just one of those things. Designed for mounted. I mean, we're sort of okay with this, but it's not a, you know, one-on-one, 24 archers against 24 men-at-arms. The men-at-arms will beat them hands down. Sadly, that's the way it is. Sadly, it doesn't matter. Depends which side you're on, doesn't it? Yeah, the archers can't skirmish. They can't. I mean, they could run away, but depending on their orders, it would be to stand behind the stakes and fire. If they ran away, the men-at-arms couldn't catch them because the archers would move faster. The archers would move at 120 paces per move. Men-at-arms move at 80 paces. Mind you, the archers could roll down, because there could be a dice roll to roll down. They'd only go at 80 paces, so they could get slower. But that's how that would end up. So a basic men-at-arms attack on a longbow unit would usually be a rout, because the archers just wouldn't do enough damage, or not able to do enough damage in this small amount. More archers, obviously, chance to do more damage. And the dice could play a part. Obviously the men-at-arms could roll down, the archers could roll up. Those things come into account. But again, historically, this doesn't happen, does it? Men-at-arms do not attack the archers. So it's a thing we can fight, but it's not historically accurate, and not a thing they did. It would be like having the longbow charge the men-at-arms. It just wouldn't be a plausible part of the game. But anyway, I thought I'd just run through that as well, show you what would happen if the men-at-arms attacked. Right, okay. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye for now.